Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. So today's review is on something a little bit off channel focus. I was contacted by a company called Klarpul and they asked me if I would review one of their cordless vacuum cleaners. And do you know what? Why not? Now, I was sent this to review for free, but everything I'm going to show you and talk about today is my thoughts only. We're just going to go through the unboxing part really quick, what kind of things that you're going to get in this item when you receive it. And then we're just going to do a quick test out. Now, I do have 2 dogs, so it is a constant battle trying to keep the house clean. And I'm going to show you a few of the little terrors later on in the video. But let's take a look at the product itself. Now, as I said, this is a company called Klarpul. And we all know how difficult it is to keep your home clean when you have pets or even children. And having something that's cordless is going to really help you save space, stop all those wires tripping you up, and also keeping it clean. Now, as I said, this is a cordless vacuum cleaner, and you can also secure it to the wall and keep it in a safe space to charge for the next time you need to use it. And this is the package itself. Now, it is a very small package, but it does turn into a normal size vacuum cleaner. So let's take a look inside it now. Okay, so having a look inside, we're just going to go through some of the contents of what you will receive in this package. As I said, this is a really different one for the channel, but I'm open to any type of reviews and I'm always looking at new technologies anyway. So the first thing you're going to get is some instructions manual, and this is going to describe on how you need to put it together. It also comes with a 2-year extended warranty, which is always good to see on products like this, especially where they're heavy use in the home. The other thing you will receive is the extension kit. So here you have the main arm to the actual Hoover, and just by pressing this button here, it extends. So if you're a short person or a tall person, it's not going to restrict you. So that's the pole itself. You also have a number of extension kits to do various jobs in your home. You have this handy little tool to get into those nooks and crannies, and also to do the stairs or even your sofa. And I'm really loving these attachments. And it's always really good to see that companies put these in the package. You also have this brush head as well, and it does pop forward and pop backwards. So if you just want to hoover it, you can use it for your car, because like I say, it is portable. Or if you want to brush some of those harder to reach areas, or even for your sofa, this is going to be easy to use. This is a really nice and easy to use click as well. So this clicks onto the end of this unit and you're away. Let's keep going into the box. The next thing you're going to find is the power cable. Depending on your country, it's going to be unique for you. For me, being in the UK, I have the UK plug. It's just a simple little plug. Not really that difficult to get hold of. If you do need to get a new one, they do have spares on their website. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the website so you can purchase yours. And there are also some deals at the moment, and if you follow that link, you should get some nice deals for Christmas. Around about £135 to buy on Amazon. It's a good purchase so far. Let's keep going into the pack. You also have some really good foam packaging which keeps it safe. Like I say, the actual box itself was really well packaged. So the real game changer for me for this particular head in comparison to other brands, and I do have one myself and it is a reputable brand, but I do have some issues with that, with the fact that you can't remove this bristle. Now, having dogs and people in the house with long hair, you always have this issue where this clogs up. Now, for me, this is a real game changer. Like I say, you press this button here and the head pops out and you can pull all those really annoying hairs, or even if it's becoming a little bit difficult to clean or pick up, this is a good way to clean out this head. Now, this does have some heavy use, so to be able to maintain that yourself without taking it apart and unscrewing and potentially damaging it or even voiding your warranty, this is really good. I'm really liking this particular feature, and for me that is a real big plus. Let's take a look at the main unit itself. Now, you do receive the battery pack unit, and it does come in this packaging here. Obviously, being a battery and being transported, there are some special procedures that they do have to follow. So we're going to open up that now. It's just in this little popper. Now, this particular battery, you could charge it away from the unit if you wanted to. The actual charger connection port is here. You've got this connection for the main unit. This particular one is a 29.6 volt battery, and it has a capacity of 2,200 mAh. Now, I have found that a lot of different brands struggle to keep the charge on this. Now, I'm going to leave some specs on the screen in a minute about how long this lasts on a full charge and how long it takes to charge itself. So that's the battery unit. Now we're looking at a number of spares that you get, and also the holder for the wall. Now, we like to keep our Hoover in different locations depending on when we last used it. So if we start downstairs and the Hoover ends up last upstairs, that's where it stays, and likewise the other way around. But if you wanted to store it on the wall and you have the luxury of some space, then they give you that option. Now, in here you have some cleaning tools, you've got some screws and raw plugs to put it into the wall. You also have some spare filters, which is really, really good to see, and the actual holder itself here, which is really, really good as well. I really like that. Now, the brand that I'm using at the moment doesn't have that capability because it folds down and stores out of the way anyway. But there are different features, and like I say, you can do this with that as well. It does stand on its own, so you don't need to worry about having to install that. It is completely multi-purpose. Now, here we have the main head itself. Now, you have the on and off switch. I'm going to turn it on in a bit and take a quick look at how this is displayed to tell you what the current battery usage is. Does it give you in percentage? Is it bars, etc.? It's always really good to know how much you're going to get out of that. You don't want to, no one likes to start hoovering and then all of a sudden it dies, and then you have to wait a few hours, and then all of a sudden you're at work or you've got to go out, whatever. Now, like I say, the battery itself fits on here, and we're going to do that in a second. In here you have the main outlet for the waste, and then you have the grill to stop any sort of fibers getting into the main motor itself. And to empty it, you just press this button, hold it over the bin, all drops out, and you can remove that and clean it out if you would like. Like I say, it did come with the spares, which is also a great plus for me. Quite sturdy, nice and easy to hold, so it's got quite a big handle, so it's going to be suitable for everybody from small hands to large hands. It's not too heavy. Obviously, now that we're going to put the actual battery itself on, it's going to probably add a slight bit of weight, but not too much. Very simple. You've got these little clips here, and you just slide it over, and you hear it click into place, and there you go. Now, we do have a cover. We can remove that really nice and simply. Now, there isn't anything else left in the box. You do always want to check that there isn't any little items. They do like to package them out of the way, and I've found that with lots of different products, so always double check that. Now, I don't believe it has a full charge, but it should have something for us to take a look at. Let's just turn it on now. So in answer to my question, it does come up with a percentage sign. Now, I really prefer that. So it does have 60%. You also have different speeds by pressing the on-screen touchscreen. So you have 3 different speeds, as you can tell. There's quite a suck to that. I am actually scaring my dogs now. So let's turn that off. Now, for me, this is already ticking lots of boxes. What with the head to be able to remove it and clean it, the percentage sign, because on my other one it has bars, and now how long does a bar last? I mean, this is a visual representation of how long it's going to last. Now, as I said earlier, this is one of the little terrors That causes me grief all the time in the house, keeping it clean, trying to keep all those hairs everywhere. It's all over the table, all over the chairs, all over the floor. It gets everywhere. So to have a product like this, being able to clean it, being able to use it, and keeping control of these little rascals, as you can see here, he is a beautiful little boy, but he keeps this house nice and messy for us. And it also keeps the house tidy. That's the most important thing. Now, as I said, you have the on and off switch, that's just turning it on and off. And then you've got the percentage sign. You've also got the power, which is all touchscreen. Straight away, that's a nice bit of technology there. And as I said, it does come with a small amount of charge. So if you want to quickly test it out, but it was always a good idea to fully charge it before you use it, just to make sure that you don't do any damage to the battery. And that's what we're going to do before we do a walk around test and do a bit of hoovering. Ultimately, that's the reason that you bought this. So we're going to do a walk around on the Hoover, around the floor, see how it's picking up, is it leaving any debris? And then we're going to do some of the chairs, because we do have some dog hair on there, so we want to try and get rid of that. And we want to use these different types of heads to see what's suitable for what task. But like I say, this is Klarpul. This particular version is, as I said, a 29.6 volt rated. It is rating at about 55 decibels in noise. It was about £6 in box. Now it does say that the runtime on small slow speed is 60 minutes, medium speed is 30 minutes, and full blast is 16 minutes. So it really depends on how much you've got to pick up on the type of use. It is also a HEPA filter, but only dry only. And it has a 2 hour to 2.5 hour charge time from 0%. And once again, it's 2200 mAh, and it's a 36 volt charging. This particular brand is the KL001. And like I say, I'm going to leave a link in the description to be able to purchase this. Speaking to the brand, they might even give me some vouchers for you to use against purchasing this. But this is the Klarpul KL001. And the next bit of the video, we're going to be doing a visual demonstration on how it's in use. That's ultimately the most important thing. So stay with us. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. Now this channel is predominantly around about 3D printing and lasers and technology around 3D printing, but we do venture into these sorts of technologies, but ultimately we are a 3D printing channel. So stay with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Phil from 3DP UK. And now over to the visual part of the video. Okay, so let's try this out now. So we're going to go for a bit faster. So it's picking up those bits with very little issues at all. Just navigating around all the bits that are on the floor at the moment. We have lots of dog toys and stuff like that. Yeah, it seems to be doing really well. I can hear the bits go up into it. Scaring the dog as usual. So when it hits the carpet, you do get a bit of a drag, but I can feel the actual suction on that, whereas on my other one, it does struggle quite a bit. So it's quite good. As I say, the decibels on this is medium speed, so it's not too loud. But it seems to be doing a really good job. I can hear all the bits being sucked up, and as you can see, the bristles on it are really dragging on the carpet, so you get a really good coverage. So yeah, it seems to be doing a really good job. Quite impressed actually. Especially for the price point as well, so about £135. Like I say, we will be picking up some discounts on that as well, so keep a lookout on the link for that. And as you can see inside, we have picked up quite a bit, even on that short little amount of hoovering that we've done so far. Like I say, we do have pets, so this is ideal for that. So overall, I'm pretty impressed, and that's on medium. So let's try it a bit faster. So we have got a combination of laminate and a rug. We do have carpet upstairs, so we can test it out on that as well and on the stairs. And then we'll just test out the actual attachments. But yeah, these rollers are really, really powerful. And like I say, being able to remove it as well is a real plus for me. And then just going up the corridor, you always get quite a lot of issues around the doorway, because obviously that's the external part, so you do pick up a lot of debris from the garden and the roads, etc. But yeah, this is actually quite surprising how good it is. So let's turn that off. So, taking a look in the tank. So you do have a maximum amount that it can take in there before it starts struggling. Obviously a lot of people will go above that, especially if it's just fluff. But you can see just in that short amount of time that we were hoovering, it has picked up quite a lot. So I'm going to test it out on the stairs, and then we're going to test out the attachment on the sofa. Yeah, and see how it goes. But overall, and then I'll just give you a quick recap on my thoughts on this particular hoover. Okay, so we're on the stairs now. Let's try it out. It's always a bit cumbersome. Also, what I'm going to do is actually reduce the height on that as well, just to lower it down. It's quite easy to do. Just press the button, carefully let it drop. So obviously, if you're working on the stairs, you don't need it too tall. Just simply turn it on. You'd probably be best to use one of the smaller attachments, but sometimes, you know, the stairs do get a little bit bad at points, especially if there's... We don't wear shoes in the house, so we don't get any sort of outside debris, but to say, this is doing a really good job, especially with the rollers. It's turning over that carpet pile. It's going to do a really good job. So yeah, I really like this, and the light just helps you sort of see what you're working with. Okay, so with the attachments, you don't need to use the long extension pipe. It simply just fits in at the front. It also doesn't have any mechanical movement parts, so it doesn't need any power connection. And this just fits in, wait for it to click, and you're away. So press the button, and then you can use it as a suction pipe. And like I say, this is good for any hard to reach areas, and that's doing a really good job. And going at the full speed, it has got a really good suck to that. Now my other hoover really struggles with this, so this really is ticking all the boxes for me, especially for the price point. This is picking up all of the dog fur. It doesn't matter how many times we clean this room, we probably do it daily, if anything every few hours. It seems to come back. They just seem to shed. So for pet hair, with the HEPA filter, it's going to be perfect. So let's try the other one. Let's try the other head just to see what that's like. Once again, fits nice and easily, clicks on. Now this one is a multi-purpose, so you can have it as the longer nozzle or the brush. Sorry. So let's try both. Turn it on. So yeah, that's got a really good suck on it as well. And obviously that would be more ideal for this type of thing. And that is picking up an extreme amount of hair. Let's try it with a brush. Now that will loosen up any sort of fibres that are in the actual fabric. And I can see a lot of hair coming up on that, and you can see it in the brush. You can probably do it sort of a combination, so it's dragging and sucking at the same time. But yeah, that's really good, really good. And that's not any effort at all to sort of work with that. So let's do a quick recap. And like I say, it's picked up all of the debris in there, just from that little sequence of working that we've done with it over the last 5 minutes. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the review of this Klarpul Cordless Vacuum Cleaner. and it's the KL001 series. Now, you see all the attachments you get with it. I love the display on it. It's in percentage. It came at about 60% charge from delivery. So I just whacked it up to 100%. You've got 3 different speed settings. You've got slow, medium and fast. The tank's quite big as well. Very easy to empty out. We literally used it for 10-15 minutes and yeah, completely. The area that I've worked on normally there's a lot of debris that's left over, and it seems to have done the job really well. With the attachments as well, you've got lots of versatility to the actual unit. You've also got this storage center, so if you want to connect it up to the wall, and it's always got a centralized place. It does stand up on its own self, which my other one doesn't, but this is perfect. You can also remove the battery, so if the battery has a fault with it, you can replace it from their website, or you can charge it away from the unit itself. Like I say, the extendable lift on here increases the height, so it's perfect for different people's different heights. You have the light at the front of the roller, and the biggest key feature for me is the removable roller to be able to clean out any sort of unwanted hair or any debris that you picked up that's slightly bigger than the capabilities of the unit. The large wheels on the roller point as well, in comparison to some other brands that use very small wheels. Some of them are about 1 centimetre big. This one is about 1.5 inches, and they have a really nice size, and there's a rubber grip on them, so it's not going to damage your laminate flooring, etc. So overall, the packaging perfectly came perfectly well packaged in that respect. And the price point about £135. Like I've been saying throughout this review, I will leave a link in the description to be able to purchase this. Amazon US, Amazon UK. There are some deals on at the moment leading up to Christmas, so definitely get in there as soon as possible. And like I say, for the price point, in comparison to my other brand that I spent probably twice as much on, having been able to use both of them initially at opening up and using it. So the longevity is going to be another video that I could probably approach. It's always difficult to give a full in-depth review of something that you've only been using for 10 minutes. You know, as you use it repeatedly, this is where you're going to truly find out whether it has the worth of spending money on it. But from the initial point, I am very happy with this. It's very sleek, it's used some really decent quality materials. And yeah, like I say, the key features, having the light at the front, the removable roller, the digital display, which is touchscreen as well. It tells you how many percentage is left on the battery. So yeah, overall, pretty impressed with that. So like I said to you at the beginning, Klarpul reached out to me and asked me to review this. It isn't something that I would ordinarily do on the channel because I am 3D printing and laser focused. However, this is going to be a useful tool. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel, and try and check out the Klarpul KL001.